Good evening, humans. Tyrannosaurus Moth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the Power Rangers Lightning Collection In Space Blue and In Space Psycho Silver Ranger versus pack from Hasbro. At this point, my love for In Space / Mega Ranger is pretty well documented, so I have no need to go over that. And this is probably one of my favorite angles in either series, so I was really excited to get this pack. So without further ado, let's get right into this review. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, there's nothing too new here because these are both built off bucks that we've seen time and time again. So you're getting nothing too different. Try not to let them fall. That with In Space Blue here, you know, we've seen this buck across various teams at this point, and just within In Space itself, can see that it's consistent. So we got the squares in the chest. They even carried over the white stripe to the bottom of the butterfly joint, which is kind of nice. And you know, helmet is nicely done. It's got the white instead of silver. Other than that, like, yeah, portions are great. It's fun to pose. It's just, you know, pretty much the same that we've gotten before. They do have the yellow instead of the gold up here, which again, more accurate, so that much is good. And moving on to Psycho Silver, same thing we've seen, just, you know, gold collar, silver here. Unfortunately for mine, the silver isn't super strong here along the, I guess, pec border piece of the armor, which is, you know, I mean, not great, but you barely notice it. So I only notice because I'm looking close for the review. But other than that, everything else looks great. The helmet is very cleanly done, so I'm very happy about that. And just, yeah, this like very intricate sculpt, obviously, because these suits were a little more involved than the normal Rangers, and they've absolutely gotten their money out of it at this point, I would think. And there's no more Psycho Rangers to do that I know of. Actually, I haven't read the comics, so you can let me know in comments if there's room for any more. But yeah, just aesthetics are great. So we get a nice tasteful loadout for the accessories for these two, and that's kind of nice because not too much to go over, not too little. And yeah, so I guess this time we're going to start with the civilian heads. And so first off, we get a really good likeness of actor Selwyn Ward, who played TJ. Again, they're just absolutely killing it with these actor likenesses, so it's really nice to see. And then we also get a likeness of actor Justin Nemo, who played Zane. This is different from the one that we got with In Space Silver, and I have that right here. So if you want to see those side by side, here they are. So this is the In Space Silver one is two pieces. So you got the head is one piece and the hair is kind of its own piece of plastic that's glued on there. This is all one like singular sculpt. So the hair is definitely a little bit deeper, got a little bit more of a yellow hue to it, where it's more just bright white with no wash on this one. Also a lot angrier naturally on Psycho Silver. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. So if you are someone who does the whole swapping of the heads thing, that is worth keeping in mind. Then we get on to hands, and I'll start off with In Space Blue. So right out of the box, as we always do with the standard Rangers, we do get our grips, both hands, all horizontal hinges. Then we get a right fist. This one, there we go. So we get our right fist, and we get a left chopping hand. Then we move on to weapons, and we get the axe, really well painted. You got some nice details with the black and the gold in there. So definitely not just the singular piece of plastic, especially it looks like it is the silver plastic. So a lot of this is painted. Then same thing for the blaster. So once again, get some nice details in there with the gold and the red. Sculpt is very nice. Finally, we have the effects piece. So we get this that we have seen with countless Rangers at this point in yellow, which is pretty standard effect color. Then we move on to Psycho Silver, and we get the Psycho Silverizer done exceptionally well here. I really like the again, the shade of silver, the shade of gold. It all shines very nicely. It's painted really well. Details are done really well. I think it does it justice. Then for Psycho Silver's hands, once again, grips out of the box, same ones we've seen with all the other Psycho Rangers, just horizontal hinge, and, you know, painted really nicely though. I really like that this silver seems to pop a little bit more than the ones they use on the rest of that team. Then for hands, we get a left fist and the effects piece / of the right hand with the lightning. And I really wish, with how they had done the entire team and then green and then this one, that like they had done a left version of this hand at some point. It would be really cool, but it is what it is. So that's accessories. For articulation, we have seen both these molds pretty much ad nauseum at this point, so most know what to expect, but regardless, I'm gonna break them down. We're gonna start with In Space Blue. So starting with the head that is on that ball hinge. So we're gonna get up that far down. Not too much tilt, but it does kind of move, obviously all the way around. We have our butterfly joints, nice and smooth. We can come up with the arm, straight up into our Y pose. We have butterfly swivel, we have bicep swivel, we have double jointed elbows, bringing us to there. We have our hinge and swivel at the wrist, all horizontal hinges. We have our ball joint at the diaphragm, so they're coming all around there. We can combine that with the crunch here at the waist. That's gonna bring us that far forward and all the way back. And then hips, coming out about this far because this is the original male buck, so unfortunately we're not getting that clearance that we got with a couple of the others like Drakon Evo 3. Then we have thigh swivel, double jointed knees. We have boot swivel, really nice point. Yeah, it's the slightest bit of forward, and then the crazy rocker. And then for Psycho Silver, sorry. We have about that far up, a little bit better down, not really too much tilt. Obviously you can go all the way around. Butterfly joints that are hidden, but work really nicely. We come up, that sculpt isn't gonna get in the way. We're gonna strike our T-pose. We have bicep swivel, double jointed elbows that will fold in half beautifully. Then we have hinge and swivel at the wrist, again, all horizontal. Our ball joint there at the diaphragm. Once again, we have the waist cut, which is gonna bring us yay far forward. Crazy, crazy back. And then coming out for our splits, doing a little better than the Ranger. Then we have thigh swivel, double jointed knees. That's a little bit. There we go. The boot sculpt's gonna get in the way a little bit. Then we do have boot swivel hidden a little bit. Then got some nice point, even a little bit more forward, and then rocker. So that's articulation. Moving along the size comparisons, here they are with some other Power Rangers Lightning Collection figures. With some other Hasbro. With some imports. With some monsters. Finally, with an Articulated Icons Oni, and yours truly in human form as an Articulated Icons Ninja. So my final thoughts on the In Space Blue and Psycho Silver Versus pack from the Power Rangers Lightning Collection is that it's a super solid 2-pack. It's 2 characters that we haven't gotten yet. It's a lot of reuse, but again, two new characters. It does fit into the whole thing that the Lightning Collection team has talked about in the Fan First Fridays and all that, where they're trying to tell a story with the 2-packs, and this is definitely one. This is a very definitive storyline within In Space, so that's really cool to see. And yeah, they're just both really well done all around, good paint apps, all of that. So absolutely, if you are a fan of In Space, Power Rangers, you're collecting the Lightning Collection, yeah, any of that, even if you like Mega Ranger, like definitely pick this one up. And this is available, I've not seen it on store shelves, but it is in all your favorite online retailers. So I'm going to include links in the description below to some of mine, so you can pick your copy of this 2-pack up. So that being said, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I really hope you found this review both informative and or entertaining. And if you did, please consider liking, commenting, subscribing, and or sharing. And beyond that, I have other ways to help the channel listed in the description below as well. So ultra thanks to you one last time for watching, and please take care of yourself, take care of those around you, and most importantly, stay weird, simians.